My tag's K-Frog, and I'm a competitive gamer. I'm part of the last generation that's experienced what the world was like before the internet. In fact, I lived out my childhood in the days of blackboards, action figures, and board games, before families had personal computers, and the imagination alone was still considered a legitimate form of entertainment. I even remember a time when the only way to get a song was to buy it from a store, and the CD didn't even exist yet, only vinyl and cassette tapes. I'm not telling you all this to date myself, though that's definitely happening. I'm telling you this because things have changed so much since then, but I'd say the world today is no longer the same world I grew up in. The last 20 years have brought revolutionary changes in not only technology, but also in culture. And the longer I work on this project, the more I realize that the two are inextricably connected. The internet has enabled an unprecedented level of technological interconnectedness across the globe. As the internet and its speed evolves, so too does this interconnectedness. Entire networks of people in different geographic regions all over the world can now communicate in real time, share information with each other, and they can play games together too. This level of interaction on such a massive scale has changed humanity and culture forever. Many different subcultures have come into being through such mediums as forums, podcasts, and informational videos, and the internet allows them to remain constantly connected. But there's one subculture that is of particular interest to me. They existed before the dawn of the internet and continue to thrive and grow today. And they're called competitive gamers. As is typically the case with any cultural phenomenon, when there's a boom, things can get oversaturated. Everyone wants to win the games they play, and there are tons of people that play games online. But that's not at all what I mean by competitive gamers. Competitive gamers are a subculture of gamers that play games to win, and they take it very seriously. In a world where everyone can be a gamer, there's emerged a desire among them for differentiation and recognition. Input-triggered animations in fighting games are broken down into individual frames, and when games run at 60 frames a second, strategy, timing, and frame data knowledge are pivotal in a player's ability to compete at a high level. And because I'm a top competitive fighting game player myself, and I know many of the top competitive fighting game players personally, I know I can deliver an accurate account of the entire experience.
Okay. My video games in general, I've always liked games. Even like growing up, there was like a Nintendo in the house.
Of
Whatever.
course.
So there was a Nintendo in the household. My pops used to play like Castlevania and Mega Man, so I used to like play that stuff. And then, so games was something I was into regardless. So growing up, of course, like I went to the arcade and I played like whatever the hell was there and stuff like that. But I always liked. I remember like old Neo Geo cabinets. You know, like 4 and shit like that.
Yeah.
I remember like Samurai Showdown 1 and like World Heroes and like the walk around beat 'em up game Sengoku and Art of Fighting. And there was a 7-Eleven by my house. 4 blocks, 5 blocks. So whenever anyone needed something from 7-Eleven, I would go to 7-Eleven, and they had 3. They had like a pinball, they had a Neo Geo cabinet, and they had Street Fighter 2 when Street Fighter 2 came out.
Whoa.
So I was like, I remember clear as day, dude, like going to the beach and like having no shirt and like 4 years old and like flip flops and like playing a game like my dad like yanking, like my mom yanking me, like I wanted to play, but we stopped there before we went to the beach.
Yep.
And like I remember going there, like my dad needed soda. Like I have vivid memories of exactly what we were in there for, and I remember going to play and whatever. So then
this is ingrained in
your
entire life.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I started playing Marvel 2 competitively back in 2004.
Okay.
And when I started with a couple of people from, my local scene, which just so happened to be, Sanford, Justin Wong.
That helps.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah, that was my local scene. So
Yeah.
I used to play in the arcade for a long time, and then eventually they got me to go to ECC, which was my first tournament back when they used to have arcade tournaments in Jersey. And I started playing Marvel 2 there, and I fell in love with the tournament scene with that.
King of Fighter, I think I've been playing for more than 10 years, but casually, not really a hardcore player. Because when I lived in South Korea, there are a lot of arcades, local arcades that had a King of Fighters series from 94 to 98, 99. And then during that year, I played the King of Fighters only at local arcades.
Okay.
Then I came to Canada in 2002. But in Canada, no one really played King of Fighters.
Right.
So I stopped playing fighting games until Street Fighter 4 came out.
Okay.
Then I started playing it for maybe 1 or 2 years. But compared to King of Fighters, it's really slow-paced, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it is actually.
So I stopped playing, and then King of Fighters, the new one came out, and then I got into it again.
20 hours it took you to get here. You've not slept much.
No, not at all.
That is dedication, my man.
Thank you.
So how, in the name of God, did you get into playing fighting games like this? I mean,
It all started with Tekken. Actually,
Tekken?
no, it started with Killer Instinct.
with Killer Instinct. Okay.
Killer Instinct 1. And eventually moved on to Tekken 2.
Okay.
And I played Tekken, for about 10 years at least.
10 years at Tekken.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually originally a Tekken player, yeah.
Oh, nice. I had no idea.
Yeah. I used to make videos for Tekken, same as I do with Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
And, when I first saw Mortal Kombat, I fell in love, man.
Yeah, man.
It was the shit.
Do you like it better than Tekken?
I do.
Why?
I love the combo system.
Me too.
The combo system in Tekken is really, really good. But the MK system, it's for me, it's a whole new level.
For sure. Well, your Cyrax combos are nothing to mess around with, man. So what happened with that character? Why did you pick Cyrax? Like, was there any reason for that? Or?
When I first saw Cyrax, I said, yeah, man, this guy, he's got some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I knew. Yeah.
Even from the get-go with the bombs.
From the get-go, man, I played him from day one. Day one. Yeah.
Respect.
But unfortunately, MK's banned in my country, so...
Yeah, what's up with that? So how the hell did you get it? You stole it. You ordered it from somewhere. That's awesome.
I got it shipped from America. I had it gift wrapped so they couldn't see what it was, and I had it delivered straight to my door, man. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. That's dedication right there.
Absolutely, man.
Tournament organizers host events for the various communities of competitive games. This started in the arcades in the late 70s and 80s and has evolved through the new generation of console and computer games. There are local and major tournaments, locals being regionally attended, typically with smaller prize pots, and majors being internationally attended, typically with larger prize pots. Game experts with headsets, much like sports commentators, sit at live streaming stations commentating the tournament matches during the event for the stream viewers. The matches are also archived for view later. Depending on the setup, the viewers can communicate with the stream moderators or commentators, and even relay messages to the players via the stream chat, allowing them to actually interact with the event as it's happening. As a side note, I find this new cultural phenomenon of streaming an interesting parallel to video games themselves, and I further find it interesting that it was not even possible before broadband internet because of the amount of information transfer necessary in real time to make it work. It's emerging as a new medium of interaction, and I'm excited to see how it develops in the coming years as the competitive tournament scene grows. Competitive players travel to tournaments all over the world, aiming to place high, win money, and increase their world ranking, and the tournament experience is one of the major things that keeps the competitive communities active for a game long after its release. The largest major fighting game tournament in Toronto is called the T-Series. Its most recent iteration this past year was T13. I not only competed in this tournament and commentated some of the matches, but I also worked with Trip Sessions to shoot the event and capture footage and interviews with many of the players that attended from inside and outside of Toronto.
All right, K-Frog coming in live from T13. I'm here with Russell. Russell, what is going on?
I just lost.
You just lost.
Actually, I just didn't want. Well, he's a good player. I give him that.
You've been yelling a lot.
I'm going to be yelling some more later at Marvel and Street Fighter. So.
What are your thoughts on this tournament, Russell?
It started out rough. The tournament was good. My helpers was good. Volunteers were ready. It's just a lot of things. You saw me yesterday. I was just moving.
I did. You were running around like a chicken with its head cut off. You literally were. And you're pretty much doing the same thing today. Now, what's after this?
When Tekken ends, Marvel, we're going to stop this. And then we're going to finish top 8 of AE. And then we're going to finish whatever's left of Marvel. Can I say thank you guys for doing this documentary and Trip Sessions, Greg. I'm not sure.
Mike and Brian.
Mike and Brian over here, our film crew. And you, of course, for helping us out with everything here. Thank you, Trip Sessions, for coming.
No worries at all, Russell. We appreciate it. And, you have an amazing event here. There was very well attended. There was a lot of people that traveled from a lot of different places to come. A lot of hype, a lot of screaming people, a lot of salt, like usual. So I'd assume all your plans for T14 have already begun.
Hello everyone, this is Maxter.
You're basically the leader of the VSM crew, are you not?
Yeah, kind of, I always set all these trips, to take these guys to play the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, you rent the van, you drive them up, you take care of business, correct?
Yeah, exactly. They just have to give me like 50% of the earnings, No, I'm kidding.
You're an OG, you go back to the old school days in the 90s. Why do you play these games, my friend?
I just like this game, man. I've been playing games since I was maybe like 2 years old. I'm kidding. I don't play like to be better than anybody, I just play for fun, and show some kids that, that they have to respect their elders sometimes. I'm one of the older players in Mortal Kombat 9, really. And we're blowing up a lot of these kids, Look what happened to Winter Wars. I was gonna be better than him, if you could see.
Winter Wars has the look of death in his eyes.
Well, he's 20 years old. That's what I'm saying. I just do that so these kids respect their elders, Yeah, I'm gonna start babying people. I'm gonna have to do it.
Don't hate.
Johnny Cage wins. Fatality.